Okay. Um. Oh boy. Let me. Anyway, family. This is your soul brother Talib of Operation Exodus, Mississippi, coming to you. I've been out for about over a week because I had to take a break, of course, along with traveling to see family and everything. Now I'm back, and I'm back at you. But however, I want to talk about something tonight, family. I want to talk about what's going on in America, which this video is going to be titled as. You know, um, it's been quite a bit of a busy week. Of course, with the Derek Chauvin trial ending, which he got convicted uh, for killing George Floyd last year on all three counts, of course. As of course, he is a ex Minneapolis police officer who had his knee on George Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes and deliberately, as the world saw, via camera, video camera, and all the people that was videoing it, and along with the media showing it throughout the world, you know, and virally, which it was shown, of course, throughout social media, um, where he finally got his just due, and therefore the family of George Floyd also got their justice. Now, uh, with that said, I just want to piggyback off of something someone said. What about the rest who have not been, let alone convicted, but charged for the killing of other black men and women in this country at the hands of police throughout America? See, this is what we got to keep in mind and keep out front. If we gonna convict one, we can't just settle just for one getting convicted. We got to convict them all and have them all held accountable for the injustices of police brutality, which results in many fatal killings of black people throughout America. And unless we gonna do that, ain't no use in thinking about celebrating or laying back or laying low or slowing down on the struggle to get justice for all of us who have been victimized some kind of way by this system of systemic racism and so-called white supremacy in this country, as our brother George Floyd was. But I must say this also, that right after the verdict, as you know, the powers that be usually is going to act out in retaliation by showing that business is going to be as usual by murdering another black person. I think it was a 17-year-old this time who had got murdered. Matter of fact, it was in Columbus, Ohio. And then also, as well as what happened in Columbus, at the hands of the police in North Carolina, a black man was just murdered a few hours ago today at the hands of the police over a search warrant. Okay, so I mean, my thing is, see, what's gonna have to happen is now that the ideal separation is really not on the table because many of you are not interested by separating anyway because you want to be comfortable in this cesspool of America. You want to be comfortable among the races in this country. You know what I'm saying? That it's been so bent on being hostile toward people like us, starting with our ancestors for almost going on 500 years, okay? And you're still, comfortable with this. You don't want to come off the plantation altogether. They let you go off the cotton plantations and the sugarcane plantations, but what about getting out of this plantation altogether? Which is, which will lead to separation, of course. And see, this is why the idea of the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign has been so important that we've been speaking about for over the last 3 years. Because this is why we need complete separation from our over 400-year racist oppressor, you know? And nothing else seems to be working, you know? We tried civil rights, we tried so-called affirmative action, we tried all these other things, including the pro-black conscious stuff. That ain't worked as you can see. And like someone said, piggybacking once again off of what I heard was like, where was the Nation of Islam? What was the Black Panthers? What was the new Black Panther Party? What was the Garveyite movement? What was the Moorish Science Temple? Where was the new Republic of Africa? What was all these so-called other black organizations and pro-black militant nationalist organizations, you know, behind leading to George Floyd's family getting justice. And where are they at? I'm just asking you. And if you want to answer, you could put a comment under the section of the video, and I'll respond back once I'm done. But I just want to ask you where they at. The only people we know that the reason why this pink racist Derek Chauvin got convicted was because of Black Lives Matter. The same organization which was recently started back around the time of the Ferguson protests over Michael Brown's killings was mocked, talked about, slandered, and all kind of stuff by these pro-black naysayers, as well as those other so-called black community religious naysayers in our community. But where are they at now? They wasn't the ones behind the muscle machine or pushing this guy to get convicted. So if your ideals and philosophy or whatever or approach to liberation is better than Black Lives Matter, then why don't you do something about ending all this police killing of black people in America and all this other abuses suffered at the hands of this racist systemic system by black people? You see what I'm saying? So at this point, where I stand at, is that now, if we can't get separation, then like someone said, we might as well start with segregation again. And basically, we are segregated, really. I mean, just, I mean, hey, I wouldn't, ask me personally, I wouldn't care if they wrote it back into law because integration ain't did nothing but further divide black people. It ain't did nothing but cause other so-called class divisions among black people, and it's made everything worse, including further destroying whatever was left of the so-called black community in America. So, hey, as they would say in religion, the racists will have my blessings if they did write segregation back in the law. I really wouldn't care, because hey, at the end of the day, you know, they say we were forced to what we had to stick together during that time anyway. You know, I mean, it was less of us going to jail, less of us killing each other. From my understanding, it was less of us, you know, we had more, we depended on each other more. We depended on each other as a community more. So, hey, that's a great ideal right off the bat that could possibly still happen. Where that would open up the path gate for the ultimate complete separation of us as a people from our oppressors of over 400 years. So, like I said before, at this point in time, we either got a choice: segregate, since separation is not a discussion right now on the table because of the fact that we're so divided as a people. I would say at least segregate. It's the best option. Just like the Southern Caucasians would say back in the '60s. Hey, segregation at this point is the best option because we cannot get along with these people. It is being shown from time and time, day in, day out, that we cannot live in peace with these people. You know, our ancestors couldn't live in peace with them, and we can't live in peace with them. Let's segregate, and then let's open the path gate toward true separation at that point. If we can't do that, as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born here in America, then we deserve to die. We deserve to be off by these pigs. We deserve to be lynched. We deserve to have whatever we got coming to us, far as the injustices that's already still happening to us daily throughout America as a people. We deserve that. Just like the prophet of doom, what's his name? The prophet of doom said. Yeah, we deserve, a lot of us deserve to be killed. Because a lot of us ain't no good to ourselves, let alone anyone else. We don't even have no love for each other, no respect for each other, no type of togetherness anyway. We so divided. So hey, we might as well just be, open, remain open for the slaughter. Because that's where we are right now as a people. So hey, like I said, just like pig, cattle, sheep, ready for the slaughter. You know, that's what need to happen to us. If we cannot wake up and come up out of this fantasy that we're living in, that it is going to be a true democracy under this racist that we've been living under for over 400 years, it's not going to happen. Them crackers in Washington is fighting tooth and nail not to even allow D.C. to become a state, although the bill for it has been passed in the congressional house in Washington from my understanding today. And see what that mean is that if they can get DC to become a state, that means that they could get two black senators from DC that would, at that point, help to finally bring some uh, civil rights legislation change to what's going on in this country with us as a people. Because then we will have a little power in Washington. And even that little bit of power we will have as a majority in the Senate, far as the Democrats, far as black and brown politicians go, you know, we will be able to finally get some legislations passed that would change our reality as a people in this country. See? But they don't even want us to have that little bit. So this is why we at Operation Exodus Mississippi came up with the idea in the first place that we need to just go on and take control of a state like starting with Mississippi, where we could have our control of our own vote and put the right politicians in that will represent our vote to the fullest, that will finally get things done for us. Because we see how they feel about us in Washington as well as around the rest of the country, where they passing laws that is trying to suppress more black people from voting, like in Georgia, in Florida. You now, if you get caught protesting in a riot, you will get charged with a felony. See, so I'm just saying, this is, I mean, they as they trying to make some changes, even within a little change, even within the politics of this country, the racists is constantly countering it with something else, so that they could stay in power, because their intentions is to never share their power with us. Their intentions was never to share their power with the slave, which is us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, and it's still not to this day, and they proving it right before your eyes, and you still can't see. So once again, as I said before, we need to segregate. I mean, it's just that simple. Now, with that said, I want to touch on some things like, I've been watching these black brothers, and I know that, from this platform we don't get caught up in the celebrity star stud thing, but because they're dark skinned descendants of slaves born here in America, uh, for me, I would say that it is very simultaneous how we see numbers of our prominent known people who come from among us, and even from our generation, the generation I come from, dying in their early 50s or late 50s, starting with brother, DMX, may he rest in peace. And then it was another brother who just died right after him, who was known by the entertainment name of Black Rob, during the early 2000s as a rap artist for the Bad Boy label under P. Diddy. And then right today, another one just passed away. I think his name was G Rock, or his name was, well, listen, I'm not gonna get it miscorrect, but the brother was I think he was the lead artist for the rap group called Digital Underground, which Tupac started his career with. But anyway, this brother just passed at 57 years old. And you know, I remember him and all these brothers that I mentioned, including him, were great at their craft, because from time to time in my generation, I followed hip hop, okay, and I listened to their music, and still do sometime whenever I do hear it. But however, I mean, it's simultaneously, and it's bad that brothers like this is leaving early. Now, mind you, I'm around the age, I'm in my early 50s. We was all born in the 60s or sometime right by the early 70s, right between the 60s and early 70s. And so, we just, brothers is just leaving here simultaneously at a young age. I mean, come on, you know, simultaneously, just leaving, you know. I mean, you know, and I mean, I understand a lot of it was because of a lot of different reasons, whether they had drug problems, health issues, or other issues that may have unfortunately led to their death. But see, this is what this society breeds, which is leading me to my main point about that subject. This is what this society breeds, especially gearing toward eliminating black males, you know, from existence, because some of us are on a lot, we are even expected just only to live to see 65, many of us. Now, some of us do go on to live and to being in our 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even may make it to 100 in a few certain cases. But a lot of us are not even expected to see, let alone 65, but 25 years old because of the fast rate that we're dying at. At the fast rate that we're dying in this country, whether it's to gang violence, drug addiction, drugs, or other situations behind the mortality death rates of black men in this country, and it's a thing that's got to do with being connected to what this society breeds, because this society was never set up for us to be successful or make it anyway. So this leads to that depression, financial insecurities. And the reason I mention that because that brother Black Rob said that he'd rather be dead after the world saw DMX pass. He was still around. And he mentioned that he was ready to go right behind DMX of his current, because of his living situation at that point. Because of the fact that he was paying child support and it was taking all his money and he couldn't deal with it. So he said, well, what is left for me to live for? You know? So now he's dead. Although, fortunately, he didn't commit suicide, but he died. I forget what it was from. But, I mean, this is the thing I'm talking about. We have a situation in a serious crisis far as Black America. And like I said, we don't come to our senses and realize and understand our disposition in this country, then we are going to be exterminated. Yeah, like someone said, it don't got to be that way, but That's the reality right now. Because, and then at this point, like piggybacking off of what someone else would say, is that we ain't got no choice but to segregate. We really don't. We don't have no choice but to segregate, unless we want to just keep being sheep for the slaughter. We ain't got no other choice but to segregate. And since I'm not speaking from the Operation Mississippi platform, and since I'm speaking on my own personal channel, I just want to say that, hey, if you got to, I also encourage you to leave the country if you can. Get a passport, get a visa, and even if you gotta, build up your finances, save some money, do however you gotta do to get up out of America. Do that. Do it like that, because we ain't got no future here. As long as we're continuously comfortable in this abode state of our slave-like condition, which has been going on over 400 years, we gonna remain constantly under a battle of struggle, oppression, and that's just the reality of it. And we have to understand and realize that, you know, and we have to understand and realize that constantly. If we really want to actually become free, we gonna have to realize that we got to get up out of here. Just like in the book of so-called Revelations, it say, "Come out of her, my people." Well, you know, it's a reason why we need to come up out of her. Because look at all the atrocities that's happening to us every day in this country. We can't even be black and walk the streets about our business because, we're being stereotyped as some criminal, as some drug addict, as a gang member. We being stereotyped in some other kind of negative way, you know, or because society has been programmed to be intimidated by our presence just because of our presence in this country. We can't even walk down the street without somebody video camming us and harassing us and calling the police on us for nothing. Just like the white woman told the brother in New York in Central Park a year ago over nothing, that she was going to lie to the police and say that a black man assaulted her. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation. So, this is what we got to constantly keep dealing with and facing. So I say yes, segregation is an option. And I would say on my channel, because I'm not speaking for Operation Exodus Mississippi on this note, I would say, in my personal opinion, also another option is leaving the country. And it's just that simple. There are many, and I've said it before in other videos I've made on this channel, there are many black people right now who have left America, whether they went to Africa, whether they went to somewhere even in Europe, or whether they didn't even went over to Asia. They out of here. They talk about it all the time on different channels. It's called they're part of what they call the expat community, who scattered to different parts of the world since they left America. And what they talk about, as far as their experiences living in other countries, is it may not be perfect, but it's nothing like it was for them here living in America, being black. You know, and all just like us who's still here, all they just wanted to be is accepted as simply a human being and more appreciated for being a human being and for whatever they are, you know? So, I mean, like I said, if that's what it got to take, in my opinion, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you have a choice to make that move. While you still can get a passport to get out of America, by the way, you still have a chance to make that move. You ain't just got to be like nobody like Stevie Wonder because you got money, because he got money. There's plenty of brothers and sisters without money, or at least close to that status of a Stevie Wonder that has left this country. You don't have to stay here and keep putting up with this, which is the point I'm making. And I'm surely not, you know. But you ain't got to keep putting up with this. You could go. And I will also say this to the naysayers who talk out or speak out against people, of our group, far as us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, who from among us who do choose to leave America. I say to those who speak out against that are black, I say, hey, you know what? If you don't want to leave America, don't try to stop nobody else from doing it. Don't be spewing or throwing out fear mongering opinions on social media, trying to influence somebody else not to do it. Okay? If you want to stay here and deal with this crap, then that's what you do. But don't try to stop nobody else from doing it. And that's all I got to say as far as that's concerned. But like I said, we need to look at the open options that are open for us. Either we go, we separate, or like I said even earlier, segregate to start the process far as separation go, or we could leave this country all together, even if it's on an individual note, which is called the law of first self-preservation. Okay? So, like I said, we got open options. Once again, either separate, well, it's like I said, segregate, which would start the process for separation, or if we got to, as individuals, get the hell out of America. Pack up and get a passport while you still can and get out of America. It's just that simple. It ain't nothing hard about that. It really ain't. It's your fear that's holding you back. And I even have to tell myself that. But it's your fear that's holding you back, okay? So like I said, you have to understand and realize how serious of a situation that we in. And because we're not united together as a people and trying to do nothing about this situation that we're in, unfortunately, no matter what we do, no matter what status we are under as a people here in America, whether it's as individuals, as a group, we're all the same in the eyes of this racist. You could be a black man or a black woman with the type of income of a Michael Jordan or Oprah Winfrey and still walk down the streets and get your hair blew off because the racists see a nigger word. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is the reality that we're living under. This is not no game, This is a reality. And if we not cognizant of understanding this situation that we're in, then we deserve to be in the position that we are in. We deserve to keep getting what we get. Hey, I'll say it again. We deserve to get shot down like dogs in the street by these cops. We deserve to get mangled, lynched, hog tied, or however they do it. You know what I'm saying? We deserve it. We deserve to even get sent to prison, even for something we didn't do wrong. And the reason I say that because this is America. What you expect when you black in America? This is what you get. This is the hell what you get. What do you expect? I mean, come on. Let's keep this let's keep this real. What do you expect? You supposed to get that. Those injustices brought to you when you want to stay comfortable in the system. That's not for you or for you as a people, period. So this is what you're supposed to get. This is not something I done made up. This is the totality of the truth of our situation that we're dealing with. So, hey, like I said before, you 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 can keep playing with this if you want to. This is not no game. This is serious. All of our lives as black people is at stake in this country right now. If it ain't the racists trying to take our heads off every day, it's each other among us who's trying to take our heads or trying to take us out some kind of way because of self-hate and all this other crap. So I mean, like I said before, this is what we facing. Like Tupac Shakur said once, white man's heaven is a black man's hell. And he was talking about America, basically. So this is just the reality of what you living in. This is not no game. I mean, it's sad that our people got to get slapped in the face every time one of them racist pigs put a bullet in you, or one of them undercover Ku Klux Klan in a black robe sitting on the judge bench in the courtroom handing you NBA score sentences. You know what I'm saying? Or probably even giving you a death penalty sentence. And who knows, probably for a crime you didn't even commit. So like I said before, I mean, this is not no game. This is serious. This is what we're actually dealing with. And I don't know no more other way that I could even put that. This is our existence. Your children can't even go out and play in the streets without worrying about getting gunned down in the streets by some racists like Tamir Rice. What number 12 years old? And the dispatch even told the police, you might want to check and make sure that if that is a toy gun he holding, because it might not even be real. And the police still shot him anyway, fatally. And his family still ain't got justice for it. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is just the reality. Even a black child can't even grow up and be a child in America without all that. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is what we dealing with. I mean, how much more is it going to take to bring black people to their senses, to bring you to your senses, to realize, hey, you got to do something else different. You got to get up out of your your fear factor and just, hey, take a chance. Just like with the ideal that we introduced to you 3 years ago about taking control of the state, which would put us in a position to take full control of our own destiny. you know, and that fell on deaf ears. And unfortunately, with many throughout social media, it continued to do so, you know, because we're scared. I know how hard it is. You've been on a plantation for so long, but hey, you got to snap up out of it. Every other people in this earth that has been oppressed by some other group of people found a way to liberate themselves from that oppressor. But us, as black people here in America, who are dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America, you know? And it is a shame. And this is why don't no one take us serious. Even when we talk about liberation, struggle, Black Lives Mattering and all that, don't nobody really take us serious because they know we don't take ourselves serious. I mean, look at how we kill each other. How we fuck over each other. And I don't cuss usually in these videos, but I'm just making a point, you know? I mean, that's just real. You know what I'm saying? That's just flat out real. Don't no other group in this country fuck over each other like we do. And because of our division and disunity among each other, it shows. That's why let alone the pink Caucasian races, that's why every other group of people could run over us and had a way with us in this country, including the immigrants, you know? So, I mean, this is the reality that we're facing, you know? But yet, we keep playing this game with ourselves like doo-doo don't stink. I mean, you know? So, I mean, I really, you know, I really don't have, I really can't say much more, but right now, but you know, because I don't want to get tongue tied really, but I mean, you know, this is a situation that we got to snap up out of if we want to remain in existence as a group of people. If we really want to remain in existence as a group of people, we have to snap up out of this. It's just that simple. If we want to remain in existence among the rest of this planet's humanity, species, as a group of people, we got to snap up out of this. Because we are becoming extinct every day. We are becoming a extinct people every day. Yes, we are being exterminated. As I even speak, every day you wake up, you hear it in the news. You see it for yourself in the streets, in your neighborhoods, wherever you at. You know, it's not no game. This is for real. Because people cannot wake up to face the reality because of the fear that they know. Just like one brother said, by taking control of a state like Mississippi, where we even fell in that process, we won't have nobody else to blame but ourselves, and then we won't be able to blame the racists because we had total control and responsibility to keep control of a state. And then once we fail in that, then we will only have ourselves to blame. And that's what we fear when it comes to taking the total 100% responsibility for our own destiny as a people. Because we fear the probability that we may fail and that we cannot at that point blame no one else. See, and that's what's wrong with us. That's why we still stuck in the rut that we stuck in too. So we could keep leeching on to somebody that has somebody to blame for our mishaps as a people. You see? And that's something that we definitely got to snap out of. Because if we don't, we're gonna eventually end up becoming an exterminated people, and it's just that simple. You know, these racists don't care nothing about you blaming them. Yeah, they know who they are. They know what they are. They don't give a damn. They steady. That's why they steady still kicking your ass. You know. So I mean, at with that said, I mean, really, you know, hey, I really have no other words, but other than the fact that we are in a situation right now that we need to take control of our own destiny, because as we can see, these people that we've been oppressed under for over 400 years is not willing to equally share their power with us, which this is what it's all about, which is why it's about keeping the so-called American Negro in our place. And one way through doing that is by policing us. And we see what's happening with that. Once again, as I've been speaking about throughout this video. So, hey, you know, like I said, you know, we need to wake up. You know, we need to understand that, hey, if we don't get it together and come up out of our, you know, fear for our oppressors, it's going to eventually destroy us completely as a people. It's already destroyed us enough, but I'm talking about as far as exterminatedly wiping us out. And that's what this is coming to. And don't think it can happen. It can't happen, rather to say, because it's 40 some million of us. It happened to tens of millions of ancient Native Americans, which caused their history to be completely wiped out, even as far as them existing as many tribes, which is why we only know the few tribes that's still around, you see? So don't think, once again, that it can't happen to us as an indigenous so-called black Americans. It can happen to us. I mean, you know, and these people got more resources and power to make that happen, you know? So, I mean, like I said, we could keep on living in la la land all we want to, you know, and thinking this is a game, but this is not a game. This is actually for real, and this is serious what we're dealing with. So, you know, with that said, I'm going to you know, be back on with some more videos soon, and I'm going to be doing some future live hangouts with our brother, number one soul brother, Angel Snup Snup 7, in the near future. So be looking to see me back, you know, live on social media and stuff, and on different other panels. Like I said, with the platform that I speak from. And you know, but I just wanted to just really, you know, throw these few words out there just to let you know it is still hope for us as people of soul who are dark skinned descendants of slaves born in America if we take that initiative to pull ourselves by our own bootstraps, because ain't nobody giving us nothing. They ain't giving us no reparations. We got to take our reparations. And one way to take our reparations is through taking our liberation. And with that said, I'm going to be RD 5000. Peace.